Yes, people, and welcome. Oh, my voice was a bit squeaky there. Yes, people, and welcome back to Normski TV and the What's Going On podcast. We're glad to be back again for another show. And yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. The games, the season is now kaput, is now done, all finished, and now it's time to look back on our various clubs and what we've done over the last 9 months or so. It's been a roller coaster of a ride for many of us, especially myself. I'm sure Big D will have some input there. I'm sure Kofi will have some input. I'm hoping that Ez will be on tonight, and also hopefully Chili will be on tonight. And big up to my sister, first one in. How you doing, Anna? Good to have you on, and I hope you're enjoying your half term off. Yeah, I spoke to you earlier on. And big up to Mr. Junior. What are you saying, bro? Good to have you. And my darling wife. How are you doing? You know, good evening, Normski. Yes. Don't troll me tonight, please, Jay. If you do want to come on, Jay, let us know. But I'm sure you're going to be chatting a lot in the chat, so I'll leave you to do that. Yeah. Yes. And yes. Hope you do enjoy your week off. Anyway, let's progress. Yeah, we have got a lot to talk about, and let me stop going on. First of all, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share. If you're new, on the road to 300, only 10 away from 300 subscribers. So please, people, if you know anybody, please get this around. Subscribe, hit that like button as hard as you can, and get me to 300 subscribers. But anyway, without further ado, let me get on Mr. Big D and Mr. Kofi Klopp. Hello, people. And
yes.
How are we today, people?
Doing well.
Yeah, everybody good?
Good, Norm. So yeah, man.
Everybody good. Yeah.
End of season vibes, but
yeah, that's what it is. It is end of season vibes. Yeah. A lot to scrutinize. It would have been interesting what we said at the start of the season. I was trying to troll back to what we said at the very start of the season. I didn't get a chance to do that, but it'd be interesting. I know Big D had said that, if we finish, top 5, top 6, possibly get a trophy, that would be a good season. So they got one step further or two steps further by finishing third and getting the Carabao Cup, and possibly if they can stop the Juggernauts from doing the treble, that would be absolutely fantastic. We're behind you. We're behind you, Big D. We are behind you, mate.
Yes, Junior.
Yeah, we're behind you on that, man. So let's hope. But listen, it's been an interesting season for each and every one of us on this platform. And let me first of all thank Big D, Kofi, Ez, Chili. Chili's probably, I don't know if he's still in the cotton fields right now, picking those cotton fields, I don't know if that's what he's doing right now. And also to the new recruit, Mr. JP, who's had a nice little flavour to this What's Going On crew. I think he kind of came in, and I think his first thing was Liverpool are irrelevant. Kofi took exception to that.
Listen,
that was JP's introduction.
I can take a hit because we've been underperforming all season. And
absolutely, and we have got a lot to go into. But before we actually go into tonight's subject matters, let me, as I normally do, go around the table. And first of all, let me go to Big D. Big D, how was your weekend? We had a face-to-face meeting on Saturday. So
we celebrated a good friend's milestone 60th birthday, and then Normski and the band was rocking, doing a little R&B flex.
Nice. And man was tired that night.
Yeah, I know you was. I know. I'm like, listen, man. As a semi-retired drummer, I know how hard it is as they get older to do a 2-hour
Yeah,
gig or
yeah,
whatever. You know what I
I
mean?
leave that to the youngsters,
Yeah,
man. I
you know
can't.
what I mean.
They're
But
doing all them mad chops.
yeah. So that was nice. And then Monday, I came back to London to celebrate my godson's 21st milestone birthday as well. So it was 2 party weekends, and boy, I went back to work Monday night, and I was.
That's how I'm saying, man. You're burning it at both ends, mate.
I literally left London, pressed, just dropped Sheena off, changed, and then off to work. You know what?
Yeah. And how was the dear wife? How's she doing now? How's things?
Monday was her first time me taking it out, and I think if it wasn't that such an important birthday, she probably wouldn't have gone. But she goes, let's go and just do a couple of hours at the house, because obviously they were going to stay till late. And then I just got her back and got her, just got her settled. So it's nice. I think for her, it was nice to get out, try and get her mobility going again and everything else. So she said she was tired, which is obvious, because people want to have conversations and stuff, and we saw Myrtle and some other people as well. So so she had quite a lot of conversations there. And then spend a bit of time with the godson and thing. But
he's looking like his dad.
Yeah. I think he's probably taller than Leon. He might be.
Yeah, man. When I saw your picture on your Insta post,
wow. I mean, he makes Sheena look tiny in that picture. Sheena like a kid. You know what I mean?
He's proper contour.
And it's nice that when you're there from birth and then see them get
through
that. Yes, Thomas, get through that kind of age. Yeah, it was good. Good, proud of him. He was a good kid. So big up, Jude Elliott, Brown. Big up yourself, man. 21, man. The world is your oyster, my friend.
And if you are watching this, Jude, I did send a little message through Big D's Insta story just to say, listen, you live in North London. It's now time. It's now time to change. Your daddy's fooling you. Your daddy is a secret Arsenal sport. We all know this. And if you do see this, it'd be interesting what he would have to say for himself, Mr. Leon Brown. It's all good. It's all good. And big up to Mr. Craig. What you saying?
Yes, Craig. Big up yourself, bro.
Yeah, I'm assuming kids are on half term this week, so I totally forgot. I was talking to my sister earlier on today, and I was thinking, why is there so many kids on the road? And I totally forgot it was half term.
I think because we've had 3 bank holidays this month. I think that's what.
As well, on top of that, so it's been crazy.
I actually forgot until someone said, it's bank holiday Monday, right? I'll be like, oh yeah, so it's.
So yeah, the king's coronation,
right?
And the first bank holiday. So May month was kind of a bit of a short month, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, work-wise,
it was all good anyway. You know what I mean? It was all good. It's all good. Yeah. So anyway, let me move on to Mr. Kofi Klopp. Kofi,
yes,
what you say, bro?
Yeah, it's been a blessed weekend, and I was in the East Country, East Anglia.
Okay.
So so I was over that side for the weekend, and nice. Enjoyed the weather and a nice chilled weekend. So
nice, bro.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
health is getting better, and
that's the main thing. I was gonna say, mate, that's good. It's good to see you. 2 weeks in a row now.
Sometimes you got to make those lifestyle changes, just for the better. But we continue.
Absolutely.
We keep continuing on it.
Yeah, man.
Okay, cool. Well, listen. Without further ado, let's get into the show. And obviously, what we're going to talk about tonight. Now, normally we would talk about the Prem review and whatever, but we're going to look at our season and how we've done over the last 9 months or so. And first of all, first topic on the agenda, and we'll go through it, and then we'll attack them and have a good chat with our people in the chat as well. So, Arsenal, the great pretenders, can we go again next season? The second one is, will Chelsea continual spend improve them for next season? So Chelsea are doing a little mad team. They're going again. I think they're linked with another player, Garte, I think his name is, from Benfica or Sport Lisbon, one of those Portuguese clubs. They're linked with Osman as well. So it's just like these mans ain't stopping. And then also you've got Poch now, who's just recently signed, and it's probably hurting a lot of Tottenham fans right now. But can he do something with this Chelsea side? A lot of what I call so-called deadwood, but there are some good players in there, but they've got a lot of players that they got to shift this season. So it's going to be interesting. You've got some pundits saying that, that Chelsea will have a good season next season, ending up possibly making a top four. What we'll wait and see what all the other clubs are doing. So let's just kind of just watch this space when it comes to Chelsea and the Poch. The other one here is, will the delay in securing the next owners for Man U affect the new season? This one is to you, Big D. Yeah. And will finishing in the Europa League for the pool affect their transfer targets? And the last one is Spurs' job. Is this a poison chalice for any manager going into the new season? Right now, Spurs are without a manager, and it's crazy. You've got all these managers turning them down. The latest was obviously the guy from Feyenoord, Ryan Mason, who was the interim manager, is now not saying relinquished of his job, but he's probably going to end up being in the backroom staff to whoever comes there. Now they're linked with another manager from Chelsea, not Chelsea, sorry, Celtic, and I can't pronounce his name, but he's Australian. Can anybody pronounce his name? Put it in the chat. I can't pronounce his name. It's a I don't know if it's a Czech name or whatever, but he's Australian. Celtic have just won the league up there, and he's been again. Been
I heard they finished on 99 points or something like that.
I haven't checked. To be honest, I haven't checked their thing. But if that is the case, then well done. Hopefully, he can do that for Spurs, and then they will win the league. Hang on, I just woke up. Sorry.
And it's Spurs.
And the last thing is the what's going on prediction table revealed. The winner, we know who the winner is, and the loser, we need to think about this one. Because listen, guys, it probably won't happen today, but I think when we're on this platform today, we're going to have to think of what can the losing person, what will be that forfeit for that losing person. So it'll be interesting. Craig says 2 seasons ago, the kick was £60. This season, it's £70. Now it's £80. Don't tell me costs has risen in 33% in 2 years, this profiteering. And this is what Arsenal do, unfortunately.
Every season, the kick
every season. Yeah. And they say, we ain't got no money. They're making money left. I mean, I think apparently this kit, this latest kit, with the
gold stripes.
Apparently, it's out. I don't know how much money they've made, but it's outsold in terms of previous kits.
There was somebody on Talk Sport said they've driven past your stadium on the way into Talk Sport, and the queue was around the corner for the shop. Yeah, the queue was like along the stadium and around the corner. I'll be like, right. He said, "What are Arsenal fans doing? You know what I mean? Like, at least let the dust settle before you start." Money back into the club.
And this is the thing. This is the thing, Big D. And let's tackle this. Arsenal, the great pretenders. Are we the great pretenders? We spent nigh on 250 plus days at the top of the league. Big up to you, Ian. What you saying, brother?
Yes,
we spent nigh on 250 plus days at the top of the league.
Yeah.
93% of that time at the top of the league, only to be hunted down by the great blue shark in City. We couldn't get over the line, and we pretty much bottled it. Now, there's a lot of top gooners saying that no, we didn't bottle it, and that. Now, I watched the end of season game, and as we do, no pressure FC go out and slap Wolves 5-0. That's what we do. That is what we do.
Yeah, that was wild to watch. Actually, that was like, now you want to play.
and I'll tell you this now: there was not one single goal I celebrated, not one. Yeah. I just sat there and watched, and I thought, this is what you do. And then the way the fans, you listen. Let me just get my rant and just get my.
Let it out.
I hear you.
Like, this is time. This is therapy. This is therapy time for the almost. We almost, but we failed. We failed at the last hurdle. Having this almost 12-point swing. Going into December, January with an 8-point lead, you know what I mean? And when I look back, and to be honest, let's assess it and have some balance, right? Arsenal started really well, and my expectation at the start of the season, I'll say to you guys, at the start of the season, when we had our podcast, we all sort of shared where we thought we'd finish. And I'm sure I said we would probably finish around about 5th or 6th. And the reason because of that is because I saw what happened to us last season where we dropped off, we bottled it, we bottled top 4, we lost against Tottenham, we went to Newcastle and got slapped at Newcastle, and hence we ended up finishing out the top 4 and finishing 5th into another Europa League. And now, we bottled it 8th, and 5th. Now, at the start, if somebody told me that we would be at the top of the league for this amount of days and we would be challenging Man City, I would have bitten your hand off. So as the season progressed, and every time, it was almost like, you remember when Leicester, guys, you remember when Leicester, the 2015-16 season, when under Ranieri, and they went on this run. They were just winning, just thinking, and I can't remember, there was some guy out there that put a bet on them. I can't remember what the bet was. I think he took it just before.
The bet was 5,000 to 1.
Right, 5,000 to 1, and I don't know how much.
And I think he put like £100 bet or something like that.
Right. So everybody's math is good. What would that have? What that would have worked out to be? It was very good when it comes to
how much was it cost? It was 5,000 to 1 or 500 to 1?
Yeah, 5,000.
5,000 to 1.
5,000 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he took it off.
I think the bet was done at the start of the season, but during the season when people started to realise how Leicester were actually doing, then the bookies kind of cut the thing and said, you know what, this could be something outrageous.
The huge payout.
And I think he, like Arsenal, he bottled it and took the money whilst he was ahead. Do you know what I mean? What's Craig saying? He's stat for your days at top winning the league. Arsenal 2002, 2003, 189 days. 2007, 150. These are the days that Arsenal spent at the top of the league. Right, and then
I saw this chart thing on. I saw this moving chart on Twitter earlier on, and it was showing. And as you're watching it, I should have sent it to you guys because as you're watching it, it's just showing how the teams are moving and stopping. And so it's a flowing chart that's flowing across. But you could just see how you keep leapfrogging each other, and then it was just really and then it would be asked Man City, then it'd be back to you again, and it wasn't like. And when you looked at it, it's like, Arsenal was really sitting up on the perch for a long time. Without City leapfrogging.
I mean, the start of the season, we go away, tough game. When the team, when the fixtures come out, and you're looking to see who's going to be your first fixture. And now going away to Crystal Palace, they got some big players and stuff like that. Patrick Vieira, that kind of thing. You're thinking first game for Crystal Palace at home, they're gonna want something. And we go away and we played pretty well in that game. We handled it, won that game 2-0, and then. We then play Leicester at home, winning that game 4-2. Yeah. Then we go away to Bournemouth, and because we've got probably one of the best away records in the league. And I think it probably would be Man City, but I think they might have beaten us that now. And then we beat Bournemouth 3-0 away, and then we go home and we beat Fulham 2-1 at home. But mind you, that game. I remember that game because Mitrovic scored, and then I think we had to come from behind, and we win that game 2-1. And then the Arsenal Aston Villa game, we win 2-1. And then everybody's saying now is Arsenal the real deal now, because we now have to go away to Man United, and Man United is one of those places where it's very difficult to win there. We go there, and I think who scores first in that game, Deacon? Can you recall who scores first? I think it was Anthony. Yes, it was, because remember he was.
I'm
just bringing
that whole cutting.
Let me just bring in Ez.
He cutting on top bins, didn't he?
Yes,
you're
right, bro. You're right.
Big up everyone.
Good to see you, man. Yeah, man. Big up. Yeah, and I remember because obviously Anthony, you spent a lot of money on him, and for him to get his debut goal against Arsenal, that's what we do. We always seem to give people their debut goals, and it was the same like Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney scoring against us. You know what I mean?
He scored in the 35th, and then you guys equalised.
That's
equalised. Saka in the 60th, and then a Rashford brace.
Did we have a goal disallowed in that game, or did something happen in that game where we had something, or we should have had a penalty or something? I can't remember.
Alleged penalty.
There was something because they apologised. I remember they apologised. The PGMLO came out and apologised about that game.
I remember that. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it could have been, but as I say, D gets the bragging rights for that game, and we get 3-1. So now all of a sudden, people are thinking, you know, is Arsenal really the real deal? You know, going on a 5-game run, winning all their 5 first games, and then we turn up at Man United. So do we have the goals now to go away to Brentford and get a result there? Because I remember when we went to Brentford the season before, we got beaten 3 I think it was 3-0. But we didn't have our full squad then. We had Ben White starting, and he got ridiculed because he got touched up by Ivan Toney. And literally, we got slapped up in that game. So it was like we just got beaten by Man United, and now we go to Brentford, thinking we go there with a resounding 3-0 win, and then our arch rivals, you know what I mean, Tottenham, beating them 3-1 at home, and that was one of our best games that we played against Tottenham in that game, beating them 3-1. Harry Kane had a terrible game in that game. I remember that game, and then we play Liverpool. And we beat Liverpool 3-2. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic result.
It was a good game. It was a good game.
I really enjoyed that game.
I expected Arsenal to do better than what they did last season, knowing that we dominated the majority of the games last season. But it was still good, interesting games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hats off to Arsenal that game, you know. It showed they had some character.
Definitely.
Because you guys scored in the first minute as well. Martinelli, innit?
Yeah.
Like it was like the game was barely going. And
I mean, we came out. That was one of our things. That was one of our things. We came out in the games, the early games. We came out really fast and got early goals. Do you know what I'm saying? And we were scoring goals like from our midfield, especially from our midfield. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus, you know, Shevchenko coming in, that kind of lifted the squad and everything. So there was that exciting thing about, you know, bringing in these 2 guys from a winning team, Man City, and you're thinking, can this be? And we carry on. We carry on doing the business. We go away to, even though that game, the Leeds game, was a bit shaky. We only win that game 1-0. Yeah, there was a possibility that Leeds, you know, we was hanging on back actually in that game. I remember that game, we was actually hanging on. And then Southampton, who started off terrible, we ended up getting a draw in that game. You know what I mean? We ended up getting a draw in that game. And you're thinking, okay, fair enough. But we're still progressing and going forward. We then go away. We then have welcome Nottingham Forest, slap them 5-0 at home. And then, you know, we go away to the Blues, the Chelsea. All right, Chelsea. It's Chelsea. Loads of money, Chelsea. And I can't remember that time. Can you just correct me, Ez? Was Tuchel in charge of that game, or was Potter? Was it Graham Potter? Potter taken over, yeah? Right.
Absolutely.
Right, okay. And so, we go away to the Chelsea. And even though we only won 1-0, we played really well in that game. Gabriel scored in that game.
Yeah.
It was not Gabriel Jesus, it was Gabriel Magalhaes. And in that game, they started Aubameyang, and he did get a little bit of a abuse from the Arsenal fans and some of the players.
That was always going to happen, wasn't it?
It's one of them ones, though. If Aubameyang can't get motivated for that game, what games are he going to get motivated for?
Absolutely.
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 So that was telling everything about his signing to Chelsea, to be fair.
Because he should have been well up for that.
You know what I mean?
Been well up. We're not even trying to be well up for it. You know what I'm saying?
And as I said, our away form continues. We go away to Wolverhampton, beat them 2-0. And I think what's his? I can't pronounce his name. Is it Chelly? Something Chelly guy. He I'm sure it was him. What's the manager's name?
For who?
For Wolves.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know how to pronounce
something Chelly, Copa
Yeah.
Chelly or something.
I know who you're talking about.
Ex-Real Madrid manager, Spain manager. But anyway, our away record carries on. We go and beat them 2-0. And then we welcome West Ham 3-1 at home. Brighton, we go away to Brighton. Now, Brighton's our bogey team. We go there, had a fantastic game against them, beat them 4-2. We got a little bit sloppy, letting in 2 goals, but we went there and just basically mullered them. Do you know what I mean? And then Newcastle, it was a kind of case of, because Newcastle at the time, they were good defensively and they were the least, they conceded the least amount of goals. So they only came there to defend a 0-0 draw. They didn't come there to score. And it, their time wasted a lot. And I'm thinking, all right, 0-0. And then you're thinking, right, we now got to go away to Tottenham. Again, another fantastic away performance. We beat Tottenham 2-0. And then we welcome Man United to the Emirates.
Oh, that's again. We got teeth, innit? We got teeth, boy.
No.
That was a teeth game. I remember that game.
End-to-end stuff. End-to-end stuff. And then
we should have got a point out of that game.
A lovely last-minute Eddie Nketiah goal.
We scored first as well, no? That's how I know we got teeth.
Yeah, I swear you should put respect on Nketiah's name because he saved you in some games this season.
I think there's probably 2 games.
Yeah, he scored that 90th winner against us, isn't it? 90th minute winner.
Yeah, I think there was 2 games he saved.
Yeah, that was criminal.
That, I think for the whole season he scored 5 goals, isn't it? 5-6 goals, if that.
Yeah,
for the Premier League. Come on, man. Well, number 14 shirt, £100,000 a week. Come on, man. Look at it, man.
Jay Juice didn't do any better, did he?
Jay Juice just got 11 goals this season. He was injured for 4 months of that. But then there is some frustration with Jay Jesus because we know that he's not the sort of player to get you your 15, 20 plus goals. We knew that when he came to Man City. His most amount of goals that he scored for Man City is 15.
He's the one that's talking that he's a striker.
No, well, he came in. That's what he said. He came in, and obviously he said to Arteta, "I feel that I can play that number 9." He wanted to play that number 9 role when he was with Man City, but Pep tended to play him wide because he preferred Aguero because Aguero was more clinical, and you can see that. You can see that, and the last even like when he dropped off, there was a point where he stopped scoring for a while, and he was just missing sitters, and he's playing all over the park.
Yeah,
he's playing at right back, he's playing at left back, he's playing, you know what I mean? He's a glorified Lacazette.
Yes, saying all what you're saying there. Do you think that Pep talked you up then with that signing?
Shall I again?
Do you think that Pep talked you guys up with that signing?
No, I don't think so. I just think that you know what it is that you had Alvarez, Haaland was coming in.
Yeah.
There's just going to be no room for Jesus, and he wanted to play. So I think if he didn't, I looked at it this way: if Pep didn't go for Haaland and they didn't go for the shot and they kept Alvarez, he would have probably kept Jesus.
Because if you look at it, you know, in hindsight, if you didn't sign Jesus and you signed Ivan Toney instead, you may have won the league, no? That's how more clinical Ivan Toney is than Jesus. That's what I'm saying.
I know. We talked about him all season. He would
look at his mate and say, "Come on, mate, I'm going to give this man. He ain't going to get you much goals, but he's going to hold him the ball up." And Arteta got drawn in by that. He thought Pep was trying to make it competitive by giving him them 2 players. That's what a lot of people are saying now, you know. But
as JP said, he didn't tell him what the conclusion of the story was.
Yeah, that's right.
He took those last pages out, and he didn't know what the end of the story was. But at the end of the day, look, they've come, but I think now Arsenal need to improve on the squad this season, this coming season. And for me, I still feel that we need an out-and-out striker that can score. I know, yes, if you look at the goals, I think it's the most goals we've scored since, if not, we've actually surpassed the 2004 Invincibles goals scored. I think we scored 88 goals.
Yeah.
88 goals. So we are scoring goals, but can you imagine having a 20+ goal a season. Can you imagine having an Harry Kane kind of type player with those kind of numbers, or a Haaland with those numbers? We would probably. Would you think? Okay, guys, do you think Tony would have got us over the line if you add Tony into that equation? Do you think we get over the line?
No.
Okay.
I don't. Interesting. No. And that's an honest no.
The reason why I say no is because I don't think you lacked goals. When you look at Saka's numbers, when you look at Martinelli's numbers, Erdegaard's number, even Xhaka was adding to goals this season. Your centre-back Saliba and Gabriel was adding to goals this season. Zinchenko was scoring outside the box screamers. You know, I don't think you lacked goals this season. I think it was the pressure, them pressure moments. When it came down to business, the players went into themselves.
Yeah.
So whether you
certain players went missing.
Of course, you know, we saw you play the game of your life versus Newcastle, and then disappeared against Brighton. You know what I mean? So I don't think it was the goals that you lacked. It was that character. Obviously, now you've been there and done that. Next season, you might be closer to.
So all right, then it's that. Okay, so as I said in my thing, I said like Arsenal, the great pretenders. Can we go again next season? And so I suppose the question I want to put to you guys and put to the chat, you know, it seems like it is a mentality problem, but it doesn't help when you got. You see, for me, I expect high standards when it comes to Arsenal. You know, I've seen Arsenal win the league. I've seen them go to Old Trafford and win the league. I've seen them go to Tottenham and win the league. Do you know what I mean? And for me, you know, we're getting into a 20th year. And if we don't win that 20 years without a title, that's hard to take. And I watched the end of season game and I said, no pressure, see, winning 5-0. We knew it was going to happen. As I said, I didn't want any God. I just watched, I thought, this is what we do. And you've got the fans saying, oh, we want Granit Xhaka to stay. No, we need to improve on Granit Xhaka. That's the only time Granit Xhaka has played well for Arsenal is in this season gone. True. Other than that, he's been bang average.
And he is growing, isn't he?
Well, I'm hoping he's going because I'm hearing, you see, this is what happened when he was flirting with Roma, right? Big Chili is here now. Let me get Chili in.
Yes, Chili.
See, this is what happened when he was flirting with Roma, right?
If you had Haaland, Kane, all that, man, you still would have won it because you're Scotland.
This guy, you know, this man has to make an entrance.
You're bottlers.
This boy has to make an entrance, you know.
You're not really, though. Real talk, though. Real.
Okay, yeah, because I'm assessing my season. We're going to be assessing our season. So
but you know what? I'm looking at this Ivan Toney thing. I think obviously the 4 games he missed at the back end of the season because they just dropped that thing on him, right? With the betting, and I think he missed 2 or 3 more in that season through injury and I think 1 suspension, and he still bagged 20 goals, Norms. 20 goals, and he bagged the brace against City at the Etihad. And you're telling me that he wouldn't put you over the line? Come on, man. He missed 9 games and scored 20 goals. 9 games, 20 goals.
So, Ez, why is it that you don't think he would have got us over the line? What is it?
My original point is that I don't think you lacked goals. The games that you went missing, it was what was happening away from scoring goals. It was your players not. For example, look how you've gone and smashed Wolves. Now the pressure's not gone. Now the pressure's not on. Smashed them 5-0. Do you know what I mean? Now that means there's a mentality issue when it comes to pressure. Because for the last 3 games, I'm sure you ain't won your last 3 games. You drew, you lost, and you lost. I think something like that.
But yeah, I hear that as well. But as sometimes you need a striker like this guy that just don't care. He don't care. It's like Roy Keane. I remember times when United were playing awful, and Roy Keane just did not care. He said, "By hook or by crook, I'm dragging you mans over the line. We're winning this game." And maybe someone like Ivan that knows he got everything to lose because he knew what was coming.
I think I'm in the middle.
Maybe the motivation to say, man, if I can bang 25 goals for Arsenal, we win in the league. And then I'm going to get suspended for 8 months.
I'm in the middle. I'm saying it will take 3 or 4 players on that mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need 3 or 4 Tonys. Yeah. So what Norman is saying about Xhaka, you need someone else in midfield that's saying, yeah, man, stop that. Let's get this going.
Yeah.
You know, like how Gundogan. Gundogan is as cool as ice, all season, Man City's been Gundogan just turn up. What, De Bruyne is not playing? No worries. Let's score some goals for you, Pep.
But that's why Arsenal wouldn't have won, because City just said, right, beast mode, press a button, and that was it.
Yeah, the thing is, I absolutely agree.
Arsenal bottled it.
That's why I agree.
Look at what City done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the thing is, I like Tony as a striker, but he's probably in that same category of, this would be a first time in terms of the pressure of going into
playing a big side,
a title race, and then when it comes to those pressure games, is he gonna perform at that level and just turn up?
There's gonna be a greater expectation on him to perform, because what he's doing for Brentford and what Thomas Frank has done with Brentford, I'll take my hat off to them. Yeah. I mean, he's like this big fish. Now, when it comes to Arsenal now,
I agree with D in a sense of, I think Tony's one of them man that just don't care where they're playing. They just play their football. You know what I mean? Yeah, I genuinely believe you could put Tony at Man City or Newcastle or Tottenham, and he will be the same caliber player, because he's never relied on quality around him. No. He's never relied on that. He's therefore.
And then once you give him the quality,
oh my goodness!
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So Arsenal would have been provided. I watched how many chances Nketiah and them mans missed, and I said, "Come on, guys, you're going for the title. You got to put them away."
Yeah,
those
games
lost. It wasn't the goal scoring; it was the whole team.
That's what I've been trying to say.
Yeah, I hear that, Chile. But sometimes you just win 6-4. You know them ones because you're not defending well, and your man's up front say, "You man's are making me really earn my money today. I have to score a hat trick to get you out of jail because you can't defend."
Do you know what we're forgetting as well, D and Norms? Is that as much as we're talking about what it might have taken to get Arsenal across the line, we're forgetting Saliba was out when it mattered the most. Yeah. And Rob Holding, I'm sorry. If we're talking Rob Holding cannot be playing in title races, bruv. Not in title races. Even
fourth choice centre back.
Partey folded. Like,
I don't know what happened to him as well.
Yeah, Partey was non-existent.
That's what I'm saying. Certain players that were performing, Partey, middle of the season, start of the season, middle of the season, Xhaka, all these players, and there's some blame apportioned to Arteta, especially when it comes to Saka, because Saka literally was out of gas.
He didn't have anything. He didn't have nothing left in the tank. No, but what I'm trying to say is that he was out of gas.
So he was out of gas, but at the same time, is Jorginho the man that's going to come in? All right, some people saying, when the January transfer windows, I thought, we needed some players to get us over the line. That was we thought that this window, hopefully, we'll get these players to get us over the line. We was linked with Caicedo. We thought we had Caicedo because he was really saying bye-bye to the Brighton fans and whatnot. And that was kind of a bit embarrassing. But it didn't pan out in the end. And even to the last minute, we put in a bid for 70+ million and they rejected it because they knew that Caicedo was an important player for Brighton. And the thing is, when you look at the whole thing, bringing in Jorginho, all right, some people saying, that his stats and his numbers. I know I've had little disagreements with Ian, who's in the chat, concerning Jorginho. Now, he hasn't got the legs. He can pass. As you know him because he used to play for your club. Yeah, was he the man to come in? And if Partey was out or Xhaka was out, was he the man to step it up for me? I don't know. If we had got in the Caicedo, would Caicedo have got us on the line? I think it all boils back down to this, as you said, Ez. It all boils down to this. A lot of players, the players that you expected, they're saying Granit Xhaka's a leader. I don't see Partey as a leader, but when I was watching him play at the start of the season, the control and
led by example.
He led by example.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then he dropped off. And there's a few key players that dropped off. And then the mixed in with the mentality and everything, and the whole thing of Man City chasing you down, the pressure got to them.
Yeah, but then, Norms, can you say that someone like, if you had brought in Caicedo, would he have handled that pressure at that critical time?
I think so. Caicedo is a player.
Yeah, I think he would.
Player.
I think he
would.
Yeah,
because you have to look at Brighton going to all the big teams.
Yeah.
And practically just handling themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you expect at some point there's going to be a bit of stage fright here, and they're not going to perform. But I think that they gave all of our teams a good run for their money this season, whether they won it or lost it. You know what I mean? It was like, this Brighton team. And bear in mind that they're giving away not giving away, but sold some key players in that process, and still had a great account of themselves this season. So I feel that if he had switched shirts, I think there's even more motivation now, because someone's looking at him and saying, bro, you the man. You are the spine or part of the spine we're trying to build here. So, like, if he had come in, Norman, and you turn around and said, right, Partey is now going to cop this guy rather than the other way around, where this guy is your main starter now. Because like Eriksen, you saw his legs go around January into February. Eriksen, it's like someone stole his art reactor. I was like, I don't know. And then he got injured. And I'm like, I don't even know this player anymore, because what he did at the beginning of the season just faded away.
And I think, Big D, and I think for your club, injury, I think your club was ravaged with injuries compared to our club. I mean, we had one or two players out, but because our squad, just like, listen, we all have, I think, in terms of our squad size, we've got a decent squad size, but it's the quality that's in there. Because when you look at our bench and you look at who you're going to bring on to bring off, you're thinking there's a drop-off, a massive drop-off straight away. And that is the thing. So now that we've succeeded by making it into Champions League, we're now going to be, playing in Champions League against some top teams. We have to go out and get top players, not backups, players that will challenge the first team, or get first team players or better players. Simple as.
Because if you look at it, Norman, like, if any of our teams, and that includes you, Chile, you bipolar fan, if any of our teams, right, if any of our teams want to come anywhere near City, we've all got to bring in 4 to 5 players that go into the first team, and then them guys that were first team are very good options coming off the bench. If we don't do that,
absolutely,
it's going to be the same results again next season.
Absolutely.
You have to do that.
Keeping in mind, City's strengthening as well, or they will.
Exactly. They will. Yeah, exactly. Because I think there's 2 or 3 good players, including Gundogan, that are going. I would actually take Gundogan, and I'm shameless like that. I don't care. I don't care that he played for City.
He's 31. I mean, there's some Arsenal fans, because I think what it is that it's almost like now we're taking the leftovers from Man City, and it hasn't then been successful for us. So, it was like we brought in Shevchenko, we brought in Jesus, who had the winning mentality, and Shevchenko. But now, after time, you see Shevchenko crying on the sidelines. You know what I mean? So that's
emotional.
You know what I mean?
Emotional. And I get it. And I think as well,
you have to remember, over the top, mate. Do you know what I mean?
But Norm, you have to remember what's going on in his country as well. And he might have lost brethren over there. You know what I mean? He probably lost brethren trying to stay focused in the Arsenal run. And I bet his emotions were all over. I bet every time he went home, he just cried for no reason. You would say for no reason, but his mind was like, I'm trying to be the best thing for Arsenal. I know my people are dying over there, and you know what I mean. It's mad. So
and then, as Craig is saying in the chat, the other problem we have is the situation with the Saliba thing, because there's talk that it's come to an impasse in terms of the wages and whether, because look, we've extended his contract to 2024, but he could go on a free. Now, what do Arsenal do?
Nah, that's wrong.
You know what I mean?
That is wrong.
Just give him the money because he's one of the mainstays. Give him the money. If we're serious, give him the money.
The problem is, because of your wage books and your wage structure, you've already messed up with it. This starts with Eddie, you know, Eddie and Ketia. And this was my biggest gripe with you in the summer, Norms. And I had no problem with Eddie, but putting him on 100K a week.
You think I was happy with that?
No.
I didn't want Eddie nowhere near this club, mate.
No, but that's not the punchline, though. The punchline is that he has the same agent as Saka. So if you're going to put him on 100K, then Saka's going to go, whoa. Yeah. If he's on 100, and what am I going to be on? And that's why Saka's took so long. So now you put Saka on 300, Saliba's now going to go, well, surely in this defense, I'm just as important as Saka is in your attack.
It's all a knock-on effect, man.
The knock-on effect is
everyone starts knocking the door. Everyone goes to the gaffer and says,
you know what I mean? PSG, Real Madrid, they're all asking the question already. Is he available on a free? Yeah. This
is the worrying thing. This is why I'm tired of Arsenal. They've got too much sentiments and too much favourites. Yeah, you're giving bang average players those kind of wages. 100,000. At one time, Eddie Nketiah was on more money than Saka. Saka carried that team for 3 years. What kind of mad business is that?
No,
seriously.
It starts with that. I think you have a little bit of a happier basket if you get that first initial one right. That's it.
And the thing is, I think this is also the importance of not letting these contracts. I think we've been one of the worst for letting contracts run down, and then you realize that, hold on, we was paying this man that can't even get a squad number, 125k a week.
Yeah.
And you got to look at that and say, nah, what are we doing here? You know, never kicked the ball all season. The man's stealing the living. You know what I mean? He's sat in the stands or in the director's box watching the game week in, week out on 125 grand a week. Come on, man. And that's all he did that. All he did that. And not just him. Brandon Williams, I could go for the list of players on peas.
You're such a bad selling company. I can't remember. I can't remember at the time that I can't remember a player United has sold for more than 30, 40 million. I can't remember.
I think in recent time, the only player we sold at a profit was the young kid, the Welsh winger.
James.
James.
That's how bad it is. Dan James was one of our best sell-ons.
It's very much Arsenal.
Terrible.
I don't know because we're
similar.
We're similar. We're actually giving them away or paying their contracts off. It's
right.
How much did you sell Lukaku for?
No, I'd keep him. But if
how much did Man U sell him?
We sold him for peas, you know.
Yeah, you sold him for peas.
I think around that. Around 80k.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But then you have to remember,
generally,
we overpaid for him.
Right.
We overpaid for Lukaku. So I think we only made
you do that with a lot of players, though.
Yeah, because we wait so long. Yeah, we wait so long to the end of the window that they know you're desperate now, so the price has doubled. Like with Anthony, that was 45 million for Anthony at the beginning of the window. Paid 80 for him at the end of the window. Come on, man, what kind of business? This is Ed Woodward tax. You don't know what he's doing. So I don't know, man. And then I've seen my man Edwin van der Sar. He's available, and I said, director of football at Old Trafford, my bruh. Come and work with your brethren again. But the money man won't want to do that. Because everyone said he got fired, but I listened to his interview. He just said he came to a point where I think he felt bad how we helped United, you know, obviously the manager and two of their key players, and then they had a train crash of a season. So I think he just said, let me remove myself from this situation, because he felt like his loyalty to both clubs was a little bit, you know what I mean, even though he was there, he stayed a bit loyal to United and made sure that those 3 deals got done. So I think he just said, it's time to walk away, a new challenge. But if he has something to clear his head, then, and we get sold, you know what I mean, still the green and gold, we're still trying to get sold right here.
Yeah.
Now, these guys, right, don't want to sell the club until after the FA Cup. So what they did, they waited to make sure we finished top 4. So there's what's that, 30, 40 million for finishing top 4. And then if you win the FA Cup again, that's another whatever. And they're going to take that in dividends, and then they'll sell the club. These man's wicked,
right,
you know.
Right. Well, you know, just to finish up on Arsenal, so we can just quickly move along. Look, we are the great pretenders. We bottled it when it really mattered, and I think going into next season, we have to get the right players, and be prepared to spend. Now, you know, Arsenal do this. When it comes to PR, Arsenal are the best at this. You know, they've created a category now for, I think it was for Reece Nelson, the game changer category. Wow. That was against Bournemouth. You see, this is what Arsenal do. I'm going through the Insta thing, and I'm thinking they're talking about how long, how many goals we scored, and how long we spent at the top of the league. I'm like, people,
no one cares.
The point of going in and playing in a competition is to win. Win the trophy. I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about projects. I don't want to hear about phase. I don't want to hear that now. Act like a big club. Cronky, stick your hands in your pocket, back the manager. Well, or even go and get a better manager to take us to the next level. Sorry.
Whoa, hold on. We've got too much to unpack there. Let's just deal with the money side, Norms, Not money side. I've heard through all these reporters and stuff that Arsenal's been given 200 mil to spend summer. So they're backing Arteta. They're backing him. Right. Now, we almost... No, I think it is. Come on, they finished second. They got 200 million. Come on.
Yeah, however, the price goes up for players once other clubs see that.
They've entered a new category now because they can attract players that they couldn't attract last summer. Now they got Champions League. They got Champions League football for the first time in a long time, Arsenal. And there's players now that maybe were umming and ahhing about Europe and are going, oh, they're in Europe. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think good players are rare now anyway. There's not a lot. We're all going for the same players. Arsenal, Chelsea, and Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United all going for Declan Rice.
Yep.
Right.
He gets.
I'd buy Munich to that now.
Bayern Munich. Yeah, Bayern as well.
Bayern Munich.
I don't see what the big hype is myself, just being honest.
For Declan Rice?
Yeah.
Declan Rice? Yeah. No,
I don't. There's not a lot of quality. Because you name me who you're going to get instead. So I'm saying...
Yeah, because he played CDM, right?
Yeah. But apparently he can do the box-to-box, but...
Yeah, he can do the box-to-box, yeah.
But this is what I'm saying.
His stats are good, as if you look at his stats on paper... Like what he does each game, they are really high. To be fair,
I like him.
Interceptions and
But it's the English tax that gets me though.
Yeah, cool.
That's what.
I just don't see how he can be 100 mil. That's all I'm.
Exactly.
But D's got PTSD because of Maguire.
Do you
know what I mean?
Exactly.
This is what I'm saying.
And you have to remember, guys, like we are going to struggle to get rid of Maguire, you know, because he hasn't played.
Yeah.
Who wants to play that hasn't played all season?
Look, even if you put him on the market for 20 million, his wages.
I like 20 mil.
20 mil.
Listen, even if you did that, the wages
is that what you think he's worth? 20 mil?
It's right, Norm. It's right.
I thought it was less than that, mate.
No, 25 max.
What?
25 mil. Harry, no lie.
Nah, man, you get 12 bags, man. That's
okay, 12 bags then. 12 bags and somebody from the club will drive into his next one. You know that ones, literally.
No, because what happens is history repeats himself, and then you've got another Phil Jones, and he's going to sit there until he can go for free.
And if you hear what Ten Hag said, he said that, you know, when he's come in for us, you have to remember, when he's been coming in, it's been the last 5-10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So that in itself is a slap in the chops, that statement. And he said, you know what, but you know, it's up to Harry, because Harry's still got 2 more years left on his contract. So when the manager's saying, yeah, when he's come in for us, 5-10 minutes, he hasn't conceded or had us messed up. He's managed to keep his nerve and not give the ball away too much. But, you know, if Harry's serious about staying in the England squad, this is what he's saying and not saying, then he's going to want to move himself on. This is what he's saying in the press conference.
He's all right there because he's enjoying high wages and he's chilling.
That's what I'm saying. How much is he on?
That's the thing. Oh, he's on. He's got to be on 180 or something like that.
And how much did you pay for him?
85 or something like that.
Yeah.
So this is why I said if we got rid of him for 25 mil, you just have to thank God, innit?
This is where Leicester. No, hold on. On a side note, and this is for everyone's entertainment. Yeah, Leicester are shameless, you know.
Go on.
Because they took 60 million for Mahrez, another 30 million for Kante, 80 million for Maguire, 50 million for Chilwell, another 79 million for Fofana, and they still get relegated because they got reinvest.
Yep, exactly.
But they don't give the Brendan Rodgers the funds. Some of that money, shameless.
Yeah,
even two of those players' money would have helped them out.
And that's why they had to go down, Ez.
No,
they had to go down. Because that was shameless business. That the man's asking for reinforcements and you're saying there's no money. Bro, you just sold 4-5 players of what you just said and got a light 200 million plus and you're telling the man he ain't got nothing to spend. So that's why he didn't walk. He said, fire me, I want my money. I don't blame him.
No. When you look at it like this, he got over 220 million from just defenders.
Right.
Yeah.
From just defenders.
And they mugged him off. So
and that's why their fate is now they're in the Championship now because they didn't invest, you know what I mean, as they should. And this is caught up with them. Same with Southampton.
Yeah. And if you look at it, Norm, there's going to be at least 4 to 5 players that want out of that team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Bargain shopping going on there, mate.
So there's no guarantee they come straight back up with the parachute money. No guarantee.
Yeah.
We want Madison, but apparently so do Newcastle now.
They're talking 45 mil for him.
Really, you can have
that all. Is that all?
45 mil, but I reckon Leicester will win about. I think Leicester will try and push for about 50.
But you have to remember, Norm, as well that once you get relegated, you know the price goes down. Is that
you're that's what I'm trying to say. I think what they're saying is that if there's a bidding war, then it's going to push the price up. That's right. So that's what they're.
We can't have a bidding war with Newcastle. Are you mad?
They got Champions League. You know what?
You know what? I think the owners of Leicester they didn't really have the heart and passion to really invest into Leicester anyway. That's the only thing, you know.
Yeah, because you have to remember, Kofi. It's like once they built the new training ground, they just rest on their laurels. They're like, listen, you got a new training ground, relax, get on with it, basically. And you can't say that in the Premier League. You can't go 2 windows and not drop at least 120 mil now. You got to do that. If you go 2 windows and you don't drop 120 mil to strengthen in some areas, then you're going to get relegated. Selling your best players, you are. Yeah. And Southampton is a prime example as well, Norm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And as it says, I mean, if those players that want out, it's going to be difficult, even with that parachute payment. It's going to be difficult. It's hard enough getting out the Championship.
Exactly.
You know, the certain teams have gone down there and been down there for God knows how long.
Right, yeah.
And congratulations to Burnley. Congratulations to Luton. And who's the other team? Sheffield. Is it Sheffield United? 3 teams coming up. So congratulations to all of them. That's going to be interesting going to Luton. Is that Kenilworth ground?
Kenilworth Road.
They're saying that their ground's not even ready for Premiership football.
I know.
You see the entrance?
That was a little bit like when Bournemouth came up. That's that out as well.
But do you see the entrance to their ground?
The entrance is serious.
It's like 2 houses, you know. It's like you're going through 2 houses and there's some of these stairs and then you're just there. I was like, what is this?
Listen. They got their. I can't remember how much they got coming up. Was it something like 100 and something million?
170 million.
Yeah. So they're going to need to go and invest and do some quick DIY work down there. And I'm saying
they got to get them VAR cameras put in there.
Exactly.
The CEO said he can't wait for Haaland to walk through that entrance.
He's going to be like I'm Samson pushing the 2. You know what I mean? But we kind of touched on Man United, and as I said, Arsenal. We need to spend in the summer.
I reckon he gets Tillemans.
We need to get that right.
Tillemans.
No. You could have him
for free.
No, you could have him then.
I'll have him for free.
Tillman, he's useless, guy.
For free.
I mean, see that guy that guy can't run.
For free.
You're out of Get out of here, man.
No,
Would you take Tillman?
I'll take Tillman.
Nah, mate. Have you watched that guy play?
Now I've watched enough of him to know
for free.
This guy's going to go missing a lot.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, but if you take him for free, he's going to want 300 grand a week.
No, you can want what
you paying Tillman.
He'll get 87 and like it. And don't spend it all at once. Make sure you pay your tax.
But he's linked with a number of clubs abroad as well. I don't know if I think there's a number of clubs abroad that are interested in him.
Yeah, I'm not convinced he's suited to our league. I don't think he's suited to
don't think so?
The hustle and bustle of the league, because it's like he has 4 or 5 good games a season. It's not enough in a 38-game season.
Yeah. When he first came to Leicester, I thought, this guy looks the business. He's doing really well for Belgium. But mate, when we was linked with him, I was kind of like, you know what I mean? I think what it was for us, it was more out of desperation because we just needed somebody, in the middle of the park. You know what I mean?
But if you look at it, if you look at it, he went as Belgium went. Remember how awful Belgium was in the World Cup? And he carried that form back to Leicester. He's been a train crash this season. He's been awful.
He was awful this season, but I think when under the right coach, I think he'd be all right. Because when Brendan had him running, it was good. It's when he stopped running, and that was very.
When he's off the ball, he's off the ball.
Yeah, this man's down tools as well, and you don't want players like that in your changing room. You just don't.
To be honest, I'm still like someone like Maddison. Maddison still got someone.
Oh yeah, that's a player.
But that's what I said to you guys. I would take Maddison to come off the bench and cover Bruno.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
That kind of player.
He can play in the number 10.
Yeah.
So there is some games just say, I'm going to give Bruno a rest.
I mean, if you look, he scored, this in a bad Leicester side, 10 goals and 9 assists.
Which is
not bad.
Decent. Yeah. From that number 10 role. He's not the out-and-out striker there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But as I said, we kind of touched a little bit on Man United, and I suppose if we just work this in about the fact that your owners, you kind of said that after the FA Cup, the Glazers will take their dividends and what they need to take, and then
they'll sell the club.
So who's buying this club? Who's getting it? Is it Mr.
Well, this is the thing, because I saw last couple of days I've been seeing things that the Sheikh has approved renovations on Carrington, and they're going to start, which is mad. Like, why would you be spending money when nothing's come out that you got the club? So this could be just Twitter whiling out. But I thought if he's already making plans or already got the people in measuring up and what's going to be knocked down at Carrington, then you got to think that they're going to go with the Sheikh, because I think they really deep down want that money all up front, and I think they'll get that money all up front. Where Ratcliffe's going to be, they'll eventually get their money after 3 years, all the money that they want.
So,
and do you want to wait around for 3 years?
With all that said, will that affect your transfer dealings, the season, or your season just going into it again? Is it going to be another?
It's going to affect it now. It's going to affect it because even if they wait, FA Cup's on Sunday, right, or Saturday? Saturday.
I think it's Saturday.
Saturday. Okay, and then after that.
By the way, Martial is out.
No, don't even get me started on this, brother. Man, you just upset me right there, bro. Apparently he sneezed and pulled his hamstring. I mean, calm, man. Sell this man already. Sell this man already, man. Never mind. So FA Cup, win or lose, draw. If we draw, then I don't know if they still do the replay thing. I don't know how that works. But
no, it's just
penalties. Okay, penalties, and it's all.
Yeah, it's final.
Okay,
it's final.
So Monday morning, someone's gonna have a serious. That Monday morning, someone's gonna have a serious conversation with the Glazers. The Rain Group have got to say to them, "What are we doing now?" Because these fans might burn down Old Trafford, and you still own it. You know that once. So it's going to be interesting to see in those next 2 weeks after the FA Cup what gets done, because remember, we're not good at doing transfers, Norm, and the longer it takes to sell the club, the worse the transfer window is going to be for Ten Hag. And then they're going to say, well, and then you're going to go to overpaying again.
I mean, I don't know. Would Ten Hag? Do you think he would walk if he doesn't get the backing, or if everything is just up in the air, or do you think he'll? What will he do? Listen, you've won the Carabao Cup, and you've come first. So it's a decent season for you guys.
Yeah. I think he's so confident in his own skin that he won't let them mug him off. And if he starts coming out in press conferences, letting us know that he's being mugged off. Like, listen, this is a situation. I've been waiting. I've been patient, and here we are, 2 weeks start the season, and they're just selling the club now. If that happens, and he walks, I wouldn't blame him, because the pressure is going to be on the next season when everyone else spends money early and gets their players on pre-season tours, and he's still working with mans that he wants out the door. Harry's still there. Say, well, you know what? I'm still the club captain. You know what I mean? But and that's why he has to get sold, because that's what you don't want. And you see Martial, right? Martial is mugging us off, right? He knew that if he pulled up injured, we can't sell him no. Who's buying the injured player off here? He's slick, you know. Martial is very clever.
Big up Scott from the
Scott. We have But for me, it's like, this brother knows that he don't want to leave the comforts of Old Trafford. So and you see at the end of the season, you know, when Ten Hag did the little thing, you know, he addressed the fans and all that, and they zoomed in on Martial, and Martial was there, kind of rubbing his leg and making faces. I said, look at this fool. This fool's pulling a stunt on us again, because he don't want to play in the FA Cup, because he's thinking that he could get overrun by City. So he's like, right, I've got to come injured. And I don't want players like that at my club, man. And now they're saying that injury, they said he's torn his hamstring. So that's what, 2 months? So in that 2 months, when you're trying to get rid of him, he got a torn hamstring.
Yeah. No club is going to touch him.
Exactly, no.
And
I think he's mugging us off, mate. And
I heard what will probably happen
today as well.
That will go all the way to the end of the transfer window, and then it's kind of that thing of,
it's too late.
Either you keep him, or you send him on loan again. Yeah, and that's dependent on whether you get an out striker. Because I know Harry Kane's situation.
Send him to Luton, Norm. There you go, Norm. Send him on loan to Luton, and
I don't think Ten Hag minds having him as a bench warmer, because like Ten Hag obviously knows what he wants to do with United, and he's going to need a big squad. So he's probably going to just want to keep guys like Thingy just to sit on the bench when it comes to the latter stage of the season. Maybe get some game time in between, because he knows he can't. He's trying to manage his fitness, and he's not going to stay fit for the full season, is he?
No, but I think he's mugging us off, though. I think this injury is very convenient, because if he plays the FA Cup final as a fit player, it's easier to sell him, and he knows that. He don't want to go anywhere, no, but he's comfortable. You know when man just get comfortable, like they come home every night, pipe and slippers, they're good. Dinner is ready in the oven, staying warm for you. Come on, man. He don't want to leave, no. And the moment I see him rubbing that hamstring on the pitch after the game when they're doing the speeches and giving David his golden glove, I said he's mugging us off again. Watch him, he ain't be fit for the FA Cup. When it come out the next day that Martial's torn his, I said, come on. Nah. What did he do? He played for 10 minutes, Norm. He played for 10 minutes and did that in 10 minutes. He barely got into a sprint in that game against Fulham. And I said, nah. He mugging us off, man. And I hope the fans see that for what it is. That he don't.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But listen, we've got to move on quick, because I've got 16 minutes because somebody needs this laptop. Okay, so listen, I'm just going to quickly move on to Chelsea, and just saying what I put in a chat. Will Chelsea continual sprint improve them for next season?
Absolutely. Listen. I'm going to be here for the whole transfer window on time. I'm going to leave work early just so you look.
Pinging up.
Listen, you know what time it is with this club right now. I don't know what Bowley does, but one thing I do know, he spends money. That's the one thing I do know. And
it just seems what you're doing.
No, it's different now.
600 million.
No. That was under Potter. You see, Poch has already told Felix where to go. He come in.
Yeah, he has any. Yeah, he's already.
I hear that.
And if Poch is telling Felix where to go, that tells me he has a say. Yeah. That's the difference that Potter didn't have.
15 players we're looking at.
15 players off the books he's trying to get rid of. Yeah. So he's also having a say of what players he wants to come in. And that's why the negotiations took so long. Them man will talk for over a month or two. about, and is he coming? Is he not coming? So I think as long as Poch is sanctioning players, I'm happy with Bodie spending the money because it means that it's gone through some sort of process. Whereas before he was just spending where he could spend, and so I'm taking it as lessons learned. He's already after one guy that PSG won. Defensive.
Ugarte. Is it
Ugarte?
Yeah.
So
and I think you're linked again with
Citeh as well.
Yeah, and Victor Osimhen as well.
Someone put it in the chat earlier, but I double checked. Kovacic is in talks with City.
Oh,
Kovacic,
really?
He's in talks with City.
Wow.
And I'm guessing that is a Gundogan safety net. If
Yeah.
So,
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, yeah.
So
going out for sure.
And just quickly, where do you think you'll finish next season?
Next season,
we up to Latoya.
Yes, Latoya.
I think we'll finish in Europe next season, 100%.
What? Which Europe?
Oh, come on now.
You gotta go for Champions League. You can't.
Nobody cares. Chelsea are irrelevant.
Oh, come on! Is that Spurs?
Yeah, Spurs are way above you in the table. You're not even in the top half. You're any team.
What difference is there between me and you? Did you get a trophy this season? Did you?
No, but I didn't call you irrelevant at the beginning of the season.
You're the one that sat here and said you're going to win the Champions League.
You're just making up.
Chilly, how did that go?
You did, Chilly. Yeah, you did check that.
Do I need to go get the link and put it in here so everyone can see?
I'll tell you I said it. And you know what? Next time we're in it, I'll say it again.
Sorry, is that you or Man City?
Like Dee said earlier, or Norman, do you enter a competition not to win it?
Well, Tottenham do, clearly.
No, we're just spotless.
Okay, guys. Okay, so we have an understanding then that Chelsea will spend again. They will spend big, and there's the likelihood that
that will take
they will finish in Europe, and whether that is the Europa Conference or Champions League.
Hey, can I ask Chilly one more question? Can I ask just before we go?
Yeah,
Chilly, what are you doing if Kane comes to the proper team in London? What are you doing?
He's already at the proper team.
No, what are you doing if he comes to Chelsea?
He ain't going Chelsea.
Well, no, what are you doing if he goes Chelsea? What are you doing?
He ain't going Chelsea. You ain't got enough money to buy him.
Come on, Chilly. Are you mad?
Do you think Levy if Levy wants 100 mil for him, if Chelsea want him, that's 150 standard. Levy ain't selling no one to Chelsea. You know,
this is Todd. This is Todd. You know, Todd will pay the money just because. That's what Americans do. You know. Well,
yeah, they do. They'll do
that kind of American.
Yeah.
Not our kind of American. That kind of American will just let you guys know. Yeah. Write the check. You know what I mean? You have to remember his wife.
Leave a team that finished 8th to join a team that finished 12th.
No, the team that's likely to win trophies.
You're not likely to win anything.
Why not?
Because you're rubbish. Did you not watch this season?
I can't wait for Potter to
go.
I can't wait for Potter to go Tottenham.
It's going to be Potter, you know. I think you're right, you know.
Brendan Rodgers.
Okay,
let's move on to that because
don't even mention their names because it's like Candyman. You say it too often.
I've got 11 minutes. Listen, just talking about that. The Spurs job, is this a poison challenge for any manager going into the new season?
Yes.
We've mentioned a couple of things.
Yes.
Right, and what's going to happen, Chilly, for real? Because
that's right, Scott. We're making fair money.
Yeah, you got money.
What's going to happen now? What's happening? Who are you going to get? Just quickly, Chilly. Who are you going to get? Who do you want? What's the real? You're linked to this. That's what I'm saying. You're linked to the Celtic guy. Yeah, is he going to be good enough to get you guys back challenging again?
I would rather him than Potter or Rodgers. Put it
okay. All right, fair enough. Right. Need to move on to. Sorry for the guys, people rushing this, but my missus needs this lap because she's got an important meeting. So
don't ask me to come back on this channel if all you got to do is talk about Arsenal, then squeeze in everybody else's.
No, but you've got to understand. You got to understand that
I haven't even heard Liverpool get mentioned yet.
I'm bringing up Liverpool in a second, but just to say, this is 93% of this show is based on Arsenal.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Don't you get it? 93% of this show.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. So quickly. Liverpool finishing the Europa League. Will this affect your transfers, guy? Ez, just quickly. I mean, not Ez. Klopp, Kofi Klopp.
It will and it won't. Liverpool can still attract players, to be honest.
Right.
Because I definitely think we're going to go again and push harder to win the league. But we need to invest in that midfield, trust me, because that midfield and defensively, we just look off totally. So, yeah, because it's not World Cup season or anything like that, we will probably set our minds to concentrate and probably use some of the second string players to play in the Europa.
Do you think you got a good chance of winning that?
It depends how serious we want to put our minds to it.
Okay, but that's the only cup that Klopp hasn't won. So I'm sure he's going to go for it. He said he doesn't mind being in the Europa League. Is he really?
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Is he lying through his cap teeth?
That. Klopp likes to say these things, but at the end of the day, he wants to go for the Premier League.
Okay,
and he wants to stay.
I don't think it'll put players off Liverpool. I think the name Liverpool. Big players will say, "I'll have one season in Europa,
Absolutely.
Get back."
You have to remember, we were able to bring in Casemiro playing in Europa League.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
and look, it worked out. So he probably said, "I'll join United, play one season in Europa, and we'll get back in Champions League."
I don't think Liverpool have problem attracting players because it's just. Are they going to be willing to spend the extra money because the money still goes up because it's Liverpool?
Yeah.
Well, McAllister, you're in talks with McAllister. That's looking like that's going to happen. I don't know what the actual fee is or whatever, but you are in advanced talks with him, and it's likely that that's going to happen. So that's a good addition to the club. I don't think you need any forwards. I think it's just really your midfield that you need to really focus on.
I think we still need to cover Trent's position. That's what I'm saying. Now that he's moved,
Trent's playing in midfield now, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And I think we need to change the system for next season. He needs to play a new system because he can't keep playing 4-3-3.
We'll see. We'll see. But I mean, next season is going to be interesting in terms of, you know, who purchases who's going to really take. I mean, listen, we know Chelsea going to go again. You know, they've already come out and said they're going to spend again.
You know, Chelsea are going to.
It all depends on Man United with their owners. For Arsenal now,
yeah.
Boy, I just hope, you know, we stop playing with this mediocrity now and be serious. If we want to win, let's get away from being this mediocrity team and just on this PR team. Listen, if it was for PR. Yeah, we win it every day, hands down. Yeah, but we're not serious when it comes to winning the big prizes. And I think this was our biggest chance this season of winning the Premier League, and we've proper dropped off. I'm just going to quickly now just look at the table, and as you can see before,
hang on, let me answer Latoya's question.
Dean, can you just answer that quickly, please?
Yes, Latoya. He was everything I was asked about it in two press conferences ago, and he said that he's leaving that up to the new owners or the old owners, whoever comes and takes Old Trafford, they will make that decision. So he's kind of put it to the side because I think deep down he wants him to stay, but I don't think he's allowed to say that. So, and I think he'll have to go with whatever the owners, whoever owns the club next season, they'll make a choice on Mason. I feel that they'll move him on. Personally, I think they'll move him on, which is kind of sad.
What do you want, D?
I'd like him to stay. I know people are going to hate me for that, but I will respect what the club does. If they say, you know what, it's not what we want, even though the lady said no, it's not whatever you guys thought you saw, you didn't see it, and all the rest of it. You can't unsee what you saw. You can't unhear what you heard, and it's difficult, very difficult. Yeah.
Okay, I've just had the evil eye from the wife. So listen, we're just going to quickly look at the table now. People, we're not going to because obviously, as you can see, Big D, 34 points,
solidified it.
Solidified it.
City is mine.
Chile on 28 points. Kofi on 24 points. Normski on 23.
7 guesses right.
And
7.
Ez is on 19. So listen, next week, right? We're gonna have a discussion because I know Ez wants to do a little analysis on this.
Yeah, we're going to trial next week.
So we're gonna go to trial. We're gonna go to trial next week, and once we've gone to trial, we will then come up with the final verdict as what will be the forfeit for the person that came last in the What's Going On Prediction League table. But listen, people, I really need to go because she's in a very important meeting. And I want to thank everybody. Yeah. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you for staying with us all this season.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My people.
Big up to everybody. Big up to everybody, you know, stay with us. Yeah. And thank you for supporting us. Thank you for subscribing to the channel and everything. We really appreciate it. But listen, we go again next week. And my Liverpool wife is there. August. She's smiling for me. Chile's going to be back in August, but he did say that every now and again he will show his face. Now, there's only one thing that we need to do with Chile. We need to take him to a special, I don't know where he's, because we need to talk about his issues when it comes to bipolar.
No. Let me explain something to you. It's like you don't understand.
The Big D won the league.
We've won the league. Now I go back to Tottenham.
You're shameless. I'm telling Chile next season, please change your name to Shameless. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. And my wife, I don't know if my wife wants to say something to the people in the chat and to you guys.
Tell Chile if he does that again, he gets points deducted every time.
No, not really. We're playing Thursday night football.
I know.
But listen, people.
Thursday, Sunday.
It's absolutely. Let me say this now. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. Fantastic. Thank you to you, Big D. Thank you to Ez. Thank you to Coffee Club. Thank you to Chile. Thank you to JP, the new guy on the block.
Yes,
who came in and said Liverpool are irrelevant, and I really like that. I really do like that. But we go again next week. We are going to be dealing with the transfer window and the mad monies that Chelsea are going to spend. Whether it's going to get them anywhere, we don't know. And I'm sure Ez is going to be on there with his dark glasses and his pound bags and everything else. You name it, he's going to be there. But listen, we're going to keep going because we want to keep this show going. We know it's important to everybody. We want to thank you. Big up to you, Junior. Big up to everybody again.
Yes,
please hit the like button.
Big up to everybody, man.
And we'll see you on the next What's Going On podcast.
Glory, Tottenham Hotspur.
Take care. God bless.